अल्कोहल, आज का टॉपिक अल्कोहल है, शराब, दारू, वट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू कॉल, बिकॉज मैंने एक एपिसोड सुना था एंड द फैक्ट्स एंड द स्टैट्स वर सो इंटरेस्टिंग दैट आई वॉन्टेड टू टॉक मोर अबाउट इट एंड अंडरस्टैंड द just the logic behind it. तो बात करते हैं. Okay, alcohol aka liquid courage. People actually need alcohol to loosen up, to speak their mind without worrying about the outcome. Like a lot of the dates have alcohol as the main drink in a 2 or 3 course meal. Has anyone in today's day and age tried sober dating? Maybe it's me who doesn't drink, but people who are around doesn't drink in my vicinity. So I asked my trainer and my friend Priyanka, am I missing out on anything? Because clearly I don't understand the hype of it कि सब लोग पी रहे हैं तो why can't I? And she said her answer was a hard no. You are not missing out on anything, Aditi. The reason I went to her was because she lived in Mumbai for a lot longer period of time than I have. 10 years give or take, her entire 20s she's been here, and she experienced Mumbai in her prime. Because of her work, her lifestyle, she used to drink and eat out almost every other day, and because of course hectic schedule, like she used to work, she was a lawyer here, and theek hai, samjha. She never worried about it until the extreme joint pain started to happen in her body. Joint pain, body pain. She suffered from a lot of acne, a lot of bloating, inflammation in her body, and this was something that she shared this with me, and I realized, oh wow, okay. So she concluded that this was probably because of extreme eating outside food, and then also drinking alcohol has a lot of side effects, more than you can think. Similarly, one of my college professor at the age of 23 stated this out loud in a room full of children in the ongoing class, that listen, if you haven't already started smoking, don't do it. And that got me wondering, who are these people and how much they are dependent on alcohol or any form of nicotine, tobacco, or like just smoking. It sort of became a core memory for me कि भाई अरे प्रोफेसर है, ऐसा कैसा बोल रहा है. वो भी तो ये इंडिया की बात नहीं है. जब मैं यूएस पढ़ने गई थी तब one of the professors said this out loud, and I was like, what? Like, see, I'm not a rebellious kid, especially not when it comes to my health, something that I know it will harm my body in a bigger picture. Like, you tell a kid don't eat that candy and they'll exactly do the opposite. Now वो temptation बढ़ जाता है. Also, maybe I was too broke all of my 20s, and now that I don't even want to waste or indulge in such stuff. Like, I understand कि अगर पैसे बर्बाद करने ही हैं तो I have other things to buy that I can waste my money on. Again, I'd rather save and buy gold, which I did, or get a nice perfume if we are talking about really indulging. But today I actually wanted to look at the side effects of alcohol and tell you my findings after I heard, this conversation between Mel Robbins. She is the most heard, one of the best podcasters of 2023. top 2nd पे थी शायद वो US में, I don't know, globally top 3 पे थी वो. So she was having a conversation with this Dr. Sarah Wakeman, and it was like an hour-long episode, and I learned so much about alcohol consumption in the US and effects of it on our body. Like, this episode is called What Alcohol Does to Your Body, where she talks about impacts of it on our brain, on your body. She talks about research comparing people who drink once a week to people who drink every day. And then she also talks about her findings, which blew my mind. Like, I want these stats, I want these numbers, and I want it to come out from a doctor's mouth. Of course, we do need to remember that all of our bodies are different. We are living in a pretty geographically different areas and localities and locations and different environment, and we were raised in different environment in itself, and our bodies react differently to different kind of food, alcohol, drinks, whatever, workout. So we have to remember all of that. Wait, I did not even introduce myself. पहले तो I just say hi, मेरा नाम है Aditi. This is Katbamna. Aditi, I appreciate your time today. I love hanging out with you guys, and yeah, let's keep talking. So here are a few things that I actually learned from this conversation I heard on Mel Robbins' podcast that I found it absolutely mind blowing. And जब भी ऐसा कुछ information पता चलता है, I want to write it down. I want to talk about it. Like I want a friend to talk to somebody who can appreciate what I'm sharing, and that's what exactly I'm going to do today. So she said something fun, like I did not know this, but okay, you pee more when you drink alcohol, not because you are hydrated, but because alcohol is blocking a hormone in your kidney. So you don't really pee because you had quite a few drinks. It's not water. That was so interesting. I thought अगर आप alcohol पीते हो तो you want to go pee, you want to go susu very often, but it's not water. Alcohol is basically blocking you, making you dehydrated, and it's not water. It's just blocking a hormone in your kidney, which was so fascinating to learn. Then the doctor mentions the actual molecule in alcohol we drink is nothing different than the one we use in rubbing alcohol, aka hand sanitizer. And that blew my mind. Oh my god, what? Oh my god. Shit. फिर उसने ये भी बोला कि breast cancer is strongly associated with alcohol use. Cancer in general is associated with alcohol. The molecule in alcohol increases hormone level, which increases the chances of getting cancer. This was like all of these findings you can listen again on Mel Robbins podcast, and I just मेरे को जितना समझा वो जो highlighted points है वो मैंने I tried to write down and share it with you guys. That blew my mind. And yeah, so next she said people as young as 30-year-old are seen having liver failure due to immense alcohol consumption. I'm like, say what? Like I don't even understand who are these 30-year-old who are drinking इतना alcohol कि भाई उनके liver failure हो जा रहे. इतना कौन शराब पी रहा है? कौन? And then she said कि alcohol makes your gut more porous and people get leaky gut. मतलब आपका gut पतला होते जाता है alcohol के कारण, and then उसमें छेद हो जाते हैं, ओजोन लेयर की जैसे छेद हो जाते हैं whatever, and then your gut starts leaking, which is so scary in a way. My god, like you can't eat anything properly, there's a lot of pain and everything, and that all because of alcohol. Imagine, my god. Next, she said alcohol can also give you heartburn, you are less hydrated, dehydrated हो जाते हो, आपका स्किन में बहुत चेंजेस आने लगते हैं, you might not feel well rested. आप कितना भी सो लो आपको लगेगा कि यार मेरे को ताकत नहीं मिल रहा है, I'm not feeling well rested. You might get up in the middle of night and not be able to fall back to sleep. All the side effects of drinking alcohol. And again, I don't even know any of this. It's just information about people who actually drink alcohol and the side effects of drinking alcohol. I, on the other hand, my experience with alcohol, okay, we'll talk more. Let's keep reading what I have noted down. Alcohol also, she was saying that alcohol is also liquid calorie. You want to lose weight, so the first thing you need to do is quit alcohol if that is something that you're consuming. You know, as you quit it, your stamina gets better, your mood is elevated, your mood is lifted, you feel better, hormones are more regulated now, you're more present in the situation, in the scenario. And also, hot flashes during menopause gets worse if you drink alcohol. For the ladies out there, this was such a fascinating finding for me, and I thought, oh god, I need to tell this to somebody, I need to share this learning with somebody who might appreciate this, which is like आप पीने के वक्त तो पी लेते हो, but the side effects are more harmful than a glass of alcohol, and ये तब समझ में नहीं आता है. they go on, they in the podcast, they go on and talk about hangover, they talk about anxiety, brain cortisol level with heavy drinking. It's such a fascinating episode. Whether you drink alcohol, whether you don't, I want you to check out this episode. Again, if you are listening to this on YouTube, leaving the episode in the description box. If not, just find it on her podcast page, alcohol, and Dr. Sarah Wakeman. But so my association with alcohol has been almost next to nothing. That is something that I've never dabbled in. I don't want to. Now that I've crossed the mark of 30 and I understand कि भाई ठीक है, मेरे को ऐसा तलब नहीं है. लोगों को चाय का तलब होता है, सब अलग अलग इसका सबको नशा होता है, सबका अपना अपना नशा होता है. मेरा, if I were to do any kind of nasha, I'd rather build a gym and go to gym every day, khud ka gym, or the other nasha would be buy more perfumes. For me, perfumes, like smelling good is really, I feel good if I smell good. Or I get more books. I build a fucking library and get like thousands and thousands of books, and just I'd be the happiest person alive. And that's that. That is my nasha. Sabke apne apne hote hain. And the funny thing is that I've never been around people who drink. Again, I want to emphasize, you are the average of 5 people you hang out with. So if you're hanging out with extremely fit people, chances are you will look at them, you will get jealous of them, and that jealousy will bring the good out of you, and you'll be like, अगर ये कर सकते हैं तो मैं भी कर सकती हूँ. How the heck is she doing it? ये बंदी जिसको ये भी नहीं आता था, उठाना भी नहीं आता था, मैंने सिखाया इसको, ये बंदी ने ऐसा कर दिया है, मैं भी करके बताऊंगी, देख. लाइक वो भले ही आपको थोड़ा बुरा लग रहा हो, पर आपका अगर कुछ अच्छा होता है, वो जेलसी है, वो कंपैरिजन से, तो अच्छी बात है, ठीक है. सो यू आर द एवरेज ऑफ 5 पीपल यू हैंग आउट विद. सो इफ यू हैंग आउट विद people who drink very heavily, you'll end up starting to drink or even smoking. So try to not associate yourself with such people, because that's exactly what happened. I had a friend who would drink a lot, and she would say to my face, no, I've stopped drinking, I don't drink. And then she would go out and drink like anything, and like, I don't know, man. Yeah. And you can see it on her face. That's the funny thing. She looks so ashy and so grey. Her face, oh my god. And then she would put a lot of filters on her Instagram and put pictures out there. I'm like, look at the real picture, look at the glow on my face, and look at how ashy she looks. And like, I'm just grateful, कि somewhere I realize कि that's a nasha that I do not want to indulge in ever. Kombucha is a whole different gig in itself. Like, I love tea. Kombucha is something that I might dabble into if I were to dabble into something. But other than that, I don't think so. Not really, no. And also, I think kombucha also has sugar in it. Yeah, I think so. Why? Sugar is bad overall. Anyways, let's keep talking. Yeah. As a kid, I've never been exposed to alcohol. Not my parents. Nobody in my house ever drank. We had bottles, but I've never actively seen people drink. Maybe it was just expensive commodity to have, or maybe drinking alcohol as a woman have always been looked down upon in my family, probably even now, I don't know. According to moneycontrol.com, एक 2022 का article publish हुआ था. The use of alcohol is considerably high among men at 27.3% compared to 1.6% among women, which blew my mind. For every one woman consuming alcohol, 17 men are drinking. So the country liquor or desi sharab or spirit or IMFL are like their favorites, with each accounting for 30% of the alcohol consumed in India. मतलब alcohol consumption तो हो रहा है, बहुत percentage में हो रहा है. So this article said about 14.6% of the population in the age group of 10 to 75 use alcohol. 2019 में सर्वे किया था, and this survey was by government, and this data was released, right? So the use of alcohol is considerably high among men at 27.3% as compared to 1.6% among women. So for every one woman, as I said, इतना ज़्यादा गैप है कि when I read this statistics on the website, I was shocked. My mind was blown. I think somewhere women are even better in this category. We are more sincere even with education, with work, everything. I don't know why women are not running this country or even any country in the world, because just we get it. If you can run a house, you can run the country 110%. You can run the country. So India is, then I also learned India is the world's third largest market for alcoholic beverages, which is estimated around $35 billion. Estimated values ki hai. I'm like, crazy. Fair. Globally, 44.8% of the alcohol is consumed is in the form of spirits, followed by beer, that is 34.3%, and then there's wine, that is 11.7%. Honestly, in my pros and cons list, alcohol brings more cons than pros. It's not worth it at the end of the day, personally, for me. Like, I want my body to be working at optimum capacity, even at 60, 70, 80, 90. It's not that I have never tried alcohol or I've never tried hookah. It's just I've never been around people who drink, and I don't have access to alcohol in any capacity. Imagine wasting money on something that will not make my hormone go even more fucked up, even more messed up. Here I am already trying to live in a woman's body that is changing every single day because of the hormones, and then you add alcohol to it so that even more hormones will mess up upar niche. Nope, no thank you. Dry skin, hangover, leaky gut, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need zyada ke disadvantages in this lifetime. In fact, I don't remember the last time I had Pepsi or even Miranda, or if Mirinda, or if Sprite. Like, I don't miss it. I've never had it. I remember when I was living in the US, I was living with this obese woman, and she would always, so we एक ही फ्रिज था and हम 4 लोग शेयर कर रहे थे, and she would always have like 2 लीटर का कोक का बॉटल. वो भी पता नहीं डाइट कोक था कि God knows what, but she would always have coke का bottle. And when I say obese, I mean like obese, like obese, fat. You cannot even, you're like, you would say कि यार you're fat shaming her or something like that, but no, just her lifestyle. I saw her lifestyle and I thought ki, oh my god, shit, like I'm not fat. I up to that point I considered myself fat, and when I looked at her idea of living and how poorly she was living her life with lifestyle choices that they had, every day she would drink Coke, Pepsi. Every day she had like 2 to 3 liters of bade can of Pepsis and Cokes and Diet Cokes and shit whatnot. I'm like, oh my god. And then I realized she also had thyroid, funnily, which on one random day I came across a thyroid medication in kitchen counter के drawer में. किचन के ड्रॉर में उसके थायराइड की मेडिकेशन मिली मुझे. एंड आई आस्क्ड हर ये कौन लेता है, एंड शी इज़ लाइक या दैट्स माइन. आई एम प्रीटी श्योर इट वाज लाइक 120 का पावर का था आसपास. एंड वो मेरे को बोली कि हाँ ये मेरा है. तो मैं बोली तू लेती नहीं है? तो बोलती नहीं मैं नहीं लेती हूँ. आई एम लाइक मेरा तो दिमाग चक्कर आने लग गए मुझे. Because thyroid does, help you with your hormone. If you take the medication properly on time, it will help you with the hormone. It will regularize it. You'll get better period. Acne वगैरह नहीं होगा. Everything, your weight will balance out. It's just very tiny thyroid gland in your neck that needs to be regulated, because it holds a lot of hormones in your body, functionality of hormones in your body, and so you need to regulate that. And I was just shocked to learn so much about healthier lifestyle when I was there. Anyways, so this was alcohol, and they had a lot of Corona beers in their fridge, and they did not eat. They had a very poor diet lifestyle, and okay, fine, but they did drink a lot of alcohol. So drinking alcohol was very, very, very common and very accessible to anybody who's able to buy, which was just fascinating to learn. And I'm glad that I'm on this side of the end. If that's something that I would never end up picking up. एज आई सेड, अगर मेरे को नशा ही करना है तो मैं और किताबें ख़रीद लूँगी, लाइब्रेरी ख़रीद लूँगी, बुक्स बेचने चालू बिजनेस चालू कर दूँगी. अगर कुछ मतलब नशा करना ही है तो देन आई विल बाय अ बिजनेस और मेक अ बिल्ड अ बिजनेस. मतलब दैट वुड बी इन इटसेल्फ, यू विल बी सो बिजी वर्किंग योर एस ऑफ कि यू वुडंट इवन थिंक अबाउट कंज्यूमिंग अल्कोहल और कंज्यूमिंग एनीथिंग एट ऑल एट दैट पॉइंट. That's at least that's my thought process. But it was just fascinating to learn so much about alcohol. That's it for today. I'm gonna stop right here. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I love you guys. I appreciate your time. I'll see you next week at 11 a.m. Until then, everyone, bye.